INTL 612, Global Sustainability, is a course that takes a look at the interaction between the corporate world, global enterprises large and small, and several different aspects of the environment in which we live, both the physical and ecological environment, as well as the human and social environment. This elective course in our MBA program is taught in a somewhat unique format. It actually begins in the middle of the fall semester, and we spend 6 weeks, the second half of the term, looking at a broad range of topics in an overview format with a mixture of lesson discussions, a number of topical readings. We often will have tours, guest speakers, looking at areas such as frameworks of sustainability, looking at climate change and greenhouse gases, both the abatement and mitigation of the impacts of climate change. We also take a look at renewable energy and design for sustainability, innovative design, taking into account the way design and product development can work with nature. Then the class takes a very interesting twist. In the intercession between the fall and spring terms, right, in the first 2 weeks of the year, the entire class then travels to Alajuela in Costa Rica. And there we spend 2 weeks in an intense immersion experience on the campus of INCAI, one of the top MBA programs in all of Latin America. And we engage there in a sustainability seminar. We're partnered there with the MBA students from INCAI, as well as students from the Thunderbird Graduate School of Management and the Carlson School at the University of Minnesota. So we round out a very good complement of students. And in the 2 weeks that we're there, we experience a number of in-class lectures that are highly oriented in the case methodology. And those cases will cover, again, a broad spectrum of topical areas within sustainability and social entrepreneurship. And in a very unique manner, actually, a half of the class is bilingual, and our students from Rollins are actually in the bilingual section. So we'll have lectures that are both in English as well as in Spanish with live translation. So we have those earpieces on, and that actually adds a very interesting dynamic to the cultural immersion that's part of that program. The idea of global sustainability and partnering with INCAI in Costa Rica is twofold. One is that Costa Rica has a long history and a very rich tradition of ecological restoration, of development that has been as much as possible in harmony with nature. And they've also had, again, a very robust economic development in their corporate sector, but they've been able to find a way to do this in harmony with the ecology. So they become a very interesting environment in which to study. While we're there at INCAI, we take a number of tours. We do an overnight excursion trip into one of what is one of the top ecotourism destinations in the world. And in that community, we take a look at how sustainable tourism, sustainable and fair trade agriculture, and rural community development all become juxtaposed in a small rural mountain community in what becomes a very interesting area and platform for studying the material that we've been engaged in the classroom. The program at INCAI is capped by a final day that includes team presentations where culturally diverse teams and nationally diverse teams will get together to talk about just this. They present what they've learned and what they've experienced together in context, and then we follow that up with a final exam. The course itself overall then ends after we return in the spring. And in the first half of the spring semester, we don't have any more class meetings, but the Rollins students, after we return from Costa Rica, are wrapping up either an individual or a team project where they pull together a lot of what we've learned and try to describe in one way or another how that fits into their leadership philosophy, into their strategic framework that we've been developing as the students have gone through the MBA program here at Rollins. Grading in the class includes this assessment on this final project, as well as the overall grade from the 2-week seminar at INCAI. And then there are a few activities in the early part of the term before our travel, an individual assignment, as well as a review of some corporate social responsibility and corporate reporting activities, where we take a look at how global enterprises are dealing with some of these issues of sustainability. So overall, the class has been quite successful. It's been very well received, and it presents a great opportunity and a great learning environment for students to learn about this very dynamic and very rapidly developing field of sustainability in a global context, again, strongly reinforced by this very intense immersive experience in Costa Rica.